band. Yes, indeed. Couldn't tell you. We are currently seeing Pacific. He looks out of it. There is Anthony Sousa. Look at a lot of happening. Sorry, I'm going to come to this alive. He's right there's Mr. James White, dad of our very own Patrick White. The person who helps out with the theater and is very sensitive and stays calm. Very interesting stuff.
Thank you.
for the old mic quality. Guys, what was when he first banned the chorus. I just bite myself in the butt for that. Whatever. We'll be fine though. Very unfortunate. However, we should still be good. At the old crowd. The crowd's always interesting, but nothing of interest. That right there is Mr. Patrick James White. Pretty cool dude. I'd say. Rate him a solid 2 out of 10. On a good day. Maybe a 1 out of 10. Ooh, and there's Alexander Mitchell. Also a pretty solid dude. I'd rate him a 0.2 out of 10. Oh no, now it's coming up to me. Oh, there he is.
I was told to help you. Not really help me.
So who's up first? The chorus and the band? And then these guys, which I can't really tell. Unless I just go like, no. It's, no, the other camera was probably. I don't know, I was just told to be up here. I mean, I get good footage on it on the right. Oh, 100%. What the rest of you guys are zooming in on you guys. That's how they're saying. Yeah, that's how many things. I'm rating the equal at G. Like, I'm gonna make a name for myself here. Yeah, it's the people I know. Alright, where is... Oh, shoot, hold on. Turns out I just got knowledge. Band will be going first. And let's see another one of our good old friends, Mr. Harry Gary Dixon. Fucking waiting. Very unfortunate. I don't know how to look after him though. Let's see him up there. If I'm not. No. Don't worry. Anything else. Our very own Mr. Gunn does not seem to be doing anything. Oh, here's a person I know. Right there, the one with the back turned toward the... Oh, there she is. She's facing the camera now. That is Dakota Perry. Our very own Dakota Perry. She joined the chorus a little bit late. It was after the musical, or during. One of the two. She's a pretty cool person. Her hobbies include knitting and drawing. Both out of my fields of expertise, because I suck at both. One I haven't even touched. I'd rate her a solid, I don't know. She's a pretty cool person out of 10. Well, bam. Let's see here. I'm not seeing much other people. I don't know. I don't mind me kissing them or whatever. Where is our good old friend, Harry Gary Dixon? Oh, there he is. I found him. I found him, short man. There he is. You can see him. The back of his head, at least. He's not very photogenic, as you can see. Harry Gary Dixon's hobbies include being an annoying little twerp, D&D, anime, I think, and yapping your ear off until it bleeds. I'd rate him a solid 0 out of 10. I hate that kid. He deserves boo. Boo, grr. Yes, I am. Awful person. Would not recommend meeting him at all. Hate him. Hate the kid. Can't recognize any of my other friends in the crowd. I think I should have someone in the crowd rather than... right behind the kid in front of him. We are getting lost.
We are about to get started.
Oh.
Thank you. I want to welcome you to Plymouth Regional High School. My name is Kyla Welch. I'm the superintendent of schools for all of these districts. So welcome, and we're happy to have you tonight. First of all, I want to thank all of our towns who are truly lucky to live in this area. Every single town and the high school budgets passed, so all these programs continue, and we have all the resources that we have to give them down in all the programs. This has been a long-standing tradition to have cultural arts here at the high school to celebrate all of our music and arts programs, and we've added the culinary arts and the theater and dance as well as a new program here at the high school. If you saw that theater and dance performance, it was outstanding and has really grown over the past few years. So first of all, I want to give a round of applause to all the arts teachers, the culinary arts, the music teachers, and the art and dance performing arts as well. There's a lot of work that goes into this night between the elementary school and the high school, so please join me in a round of applause. Just for Without further ado, we'll get started with our musical performances. We have something very special with our faculty band tonight as well, so that should be fun. It's not only music teachers, it's all kinds of teachers and faculty from around the SAU that know how to play an instrument. So they're called the one-hit wonders at first, so they'll be coming out soon. And I'd like to hand the program over to our musical director for the high school, Mr. Will Gunn.
Well done.
This performance is always a little bit tender in my heart because this was the performance, the first performance we had to cancel 5 years ago. So I said to the kids today that I hold this performance really special, and we value so much of in-person learning and in-person performances. This is Plymouth Regional High School Concert Band. We will play 2 selections for you tonight. The first one is titled To the Horizons Unseen. So as the days start to get longer, we can see that sun rising in the east. And the second selection is Flight of the Ravens. Now the composer called for ravens in the percussion section, and we had a few students in the wind players who were a little offended by that. So we'll have some baby ravens. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you will in about 7.5 minutes. So this is To the Horizons Unseen.
What is a full mix?
I'd like to invite all 8th grade band students up to the ensemble here. So that should free up some seats. If you want a seat or need a seat, come on over and we can certainly facilitate that.
Alright, sports fans, look alive, look alive. I have made notes of my little sister. Yes, I have. There she is. Right there. You're being so adult and whatnot. Seems we got a full group ensemble on the hand. That's Randu. And there's William Gunn. William Gunn flying in. Master of rehearsal. His knowledge of music has no bounds. So here we go. Woo! What a marble we have here. Crazy. Like I said, massive. That's massive.
Alright, what you see up here, you'll see the band drill a little bit. These are all the 8th grade students in the sending town. So how many 8th graders are Plymouth? How many 8th graders? Holderness, Canton, oh my god, I'll put up for the town. Thornton, Rumney, Wentworth, Waterville Valley. Ashland, no!
Yeah, Ashland.
So we have 2 pieces for you with this group. This is our first piece is called Fiesta. Again, bringing in that warm weather. And then the second piece you should recognize. And if you know the dance, don't be bashful. Just do the dance. It feels good. It really does.
Here we go. Yeah, Leona. Oh, we got another one. Another.
Next up is our brass ensemble, our 67th grade brass ensemble. Come on up, brass ensemble.
Oh, getting more to the top. They feed. They hunger. They crave. How obese these children are. Is that a sports fans? I've never seen this. That is an actual like a third grader. Maybe I'm just old now, but no. That is just that's just a legit third grader. No, it looks like. I mean, all power to him. Looks to be if he's got the talent. How power to him. Let's see it. Do you think you're good at something? There's only a third grader better than you. That's my life lesson of the day. That third grader thinks they're good. There's always a Chinese kid. Mr. Gunn is stepping down for this one. How surprising, sports fans. What a shake in the fabric of reality this one is. We will not see our very own Mr. Gunn producing this. Instead, here we are. Pay attention now. the children step down. Where's the brass boys?
Next up is the Woodwind Ensemble. That was the brass ensemble presented by Mr. Colbert from Canton Elementary. This is the Woodwind Ensemble conducted by Miss Lisa Tick from Holderness. And assisted by Mr. Dodge from Columbia Elementary.
You heard him here, folks. Oh, good. Hold on, plus some brass. I heard captains. This might just be the captain. I wasn't exactly paying attention, sports fans. I'm a little on the slow side, as you can see. A little stupid. I'm literally the one behind the camera with the headphones on my head, directing me on every little thing that's happening, and yet I still somehow manage to miss it. I mean, it's not new discovery that I'm stupid, so let's see where this goes, shall we? There's some promising talent. Sadly, no like third graders below this time around. Very sad to see. But hey, who knows? There's a little more strict at camping. Just don't have any talented as those young fellas. Oh. There you have it, sports fans. That was the Woodlands.
Next up is our percussion ensemble. We're going to get a little bit of help from percussionists back there to move the drum set over next to the risers, and the marimba needs to go with the.
Will we be getting another high school band special? Perhaps, I think. I'll see you today. I'm a little bit zoomed in on people. Oopsies. I hope this isn't a... Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, no, I almost missed that. Yeah, got some percussion. Now there's only one of those kids in there. I don't know if I got what it's called. Man, we still got some stuff. Oh, no, we got more kids coming. Oh, whoops. accidentally bumped again. What are we doing tonight? I mean, they just won't be used in for media class stuff, so I don't think much of my ramblings are going to hear this actual video. But it's funny. Hello, person editing this. That's hopefully not me. I'd rather not take through hours and hours of footage. Dumping on the Mitch. Hello, Mitch. If you're gonna get dumped on me, how you doing? Probably like late at night for you, right? Hope you're doing well. You're 20 cups of coffee down, working hard. You should really break. I should go into Zen Stone Zero for a bit. Okay? 20 minutes of gooning time. There you go. I'm feeling generous today. This is used for anything else and unedited. I'm screwed, but I take a risk in life. Here we go, Forge fans. Hope for a nice clean production here. Nice clean music, nothing too ear-shattering. Surely nothing will go wrong, right? Surely. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Well, we'll see, sports fans, we'll see. We're looking at some interesting stuff here. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna walk in, John.
What's that? She just did.
Yeah, I think I have still in the sound of that. I don't understand. Okay. Avid Sports fans. Very good performance. The song sounded very familiar.
All right,
It's-
and this is the much awaited half of the jam.
I didn't know exactly what it sounded like. It sounded good. Where are you at now? What in the world? Are we getting a faculty on this shit? Yeah. Okay. In a very different section here tonight, sports fans. Mitch, I'm not science. We're doing commentary right now. Yes, I'm predicting the future. You are currently. I already told you about the talking and whatnot. I bet you're thinking to yourself right now, why is Gavin speaking to himself? The answer is I'm schizophrenic. Oh, over here. Hi. Here we are, sports fans. Look alive, look alive. If you look in the back, you can actually see.
I've always thought of, doing a little faculty band for just the music teachers, and we always got to the point where it's like, okay, that's weird though. Like, we don't want to feature ourselves. But we did want to kind of show, like, lifelong musicianship, and that it's never too late to start playing instrument, by the way. And then we thought, it was like, someone had that great idea. It's like, well, why don't we just invite any adults in the building who still play an instrument, or maybe they're dusting it off for the first time in a while, and to kind of play together. So raise your hand over here if you're a music teacher. And then raise your hand if you're... Yeah, so raise your hand if you're not a music teacher. All those people who are, some of them play a lot, some of them have not played in a bit. So, and we just thought it would be a nice celebration to all come together. So this is the One Hit Wonders. We can be hired after games, but we only know that one song. I think the high school chorus is coming up next. High school only chorus.
Here we go. It's the chorus.
No middle schoolers yet.
You have all of our idiot friends in this one, boys and girls, and Mitch probably only, or whoever else is having it. I don't know. What is working? Getting dumped on. Might as well say hello for a little bit. Give him a nice wave. Let's play out the crowd, shall we? Here we have Alexander Mitchell, first of his name, of his family. He's getting himself prepared. He's dusting off. Here we have Patrick Goy. Quite tired. Sometimes of it. There. There we go. We see Harry's face here this time, unlike the last time I introduced him. There's Harry.
Sorry, where was that? The high school chorus has two selections for you. The first one is called Son de la Loma. It is a traditional Cuban folk song, and the translation is in your programs. And it is basically a very flirtatious piece about these men who are coming over the hills, and where are they coming from, and who are they, what do they do? So it should have that kind of energy. And then we'll end with an African-American spiritual, Wade in the Water. Wade in the Water was a spiritual that had a coded message. They were encouraging, enslaved people were encouraging each other to wade in the water to escape and avoid the scent from the tracker dogs. So it is a traditional American song, but also the African-American tradition. So this is Son de la Loma and Wade in the Water.
Yeah, Harry!
All right, our last group, and I have the Choir of 1,000. Come on up. Choir of 1,000.
Here comes the middle schools and whatnot. What a large group we have this year.
While they come up, our first piece is a round, like a cannon, kind of like row, 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 row. It is a cannon, and it promotes the idea of community and belonging. So I know you've been sitting next to someone maybe for the past 15 minutes, but can you just take a minute and just kind of introduce yourself in the spirit of community to your neighbor? The words for the song are "If You Need," the words belonging.
Holy shit, sports fans. This is large.
If you need a world of belonging, look around, you're already home. And we will go right into the classic from the Newsies and Miss Mary Boyle's favorite song ever, "Seize the Day."
sports fans.
Have a wonderful evening. Please enjoy the rest of the arts. And take your children home.
And that concludes it, sports fans. What a ride. I'll be here probably never again after this debacle that I'm doing. Enjoy doing this. See you next time, folks.